I find a $47,000 wire transfer receipt in my husband's jeans, and it leads me to a house in Houston with both his name and my sister's on the deed. I'm standing in my kitchen in Phoenix, sunlight hitting the counter like any normal afternoon, but nothing feels normal anymore. The paper is slightly wrinkled, like it's been folded and unfolded more than once. Chase Bank logo at the top. Clean, official, undeniable. I read the number again, just to be sure I didn't misread it. $47,000. We don't move money like that without talking about it. Not ever. My hands are already shaking before I even process why. Because deep down, something doesn't just feel wrong, it feels hidden. And I don't know it yet. But this receipt is the beginning of something I won't be able to undo. My name is Emma. I'm 29 and I work as a nurse at Phoenix Children's Hospital. My shifts are long, exhausting, emotional, but they make sense. My life makes sense. Or at least, it did. My husband Mark is 34, a real estate investor who somehow enjoys spreadsheets and interest rates. We've been married for 5 years. No kids yet, but we talked about it, planned it. Our mortgage is paid off. We have a white Honda CR-V and his grey Toyota Camry sitting in the driveway every night like clockwork. We live in a quiet neighbourhood where nothing dramatic ever happens. My sister Jessica moved to Houston 6 months ago for what she called a new job. She never really explained it, but I didn't question it. She and Mark always got along well, maybe a little too easily, but that's what families do. They blend. They trust. At least, that's what I believed. It starts with something completely ordinary. Laundry. I'm turning Mark's jeans inside out when I hear the paper crinkle in the pocket. I almost ignore it, but something makes me pull it out. The receipt feels heavier than it should. Official. Intentional. I smooth it out on the counter and read the words slowly. Wire transfer. Escrow account. Houston, Texas. I don't react immediately. My brain tries to protect me by finding explanations. Maybe it's an investment property. Maybe he's helping someone. Maybe it's nothing. But then I realise something that stops me cold. Why didn't he tell me? Mark tells me everything. At least, he used to. And now I'm standing there, staring at a piece of paper that feels like it doesn't belong in my life, wondering how something so small can suddenly make everything feel unstable. I pull out my phone and type the address into Zillow. My fingers hesitate before I press search, like I already know something is waiting for me on the other side. The listing loads instantly. 3-bedroom house, beige exterior, recently sold. I scroll down slowly, my heart beating louder with every second. Sale price $487,000. Status closed last month. Then I see the names. Mark Thompson, Jessica Reynolds. I read them again and again, hoping they'll change, hoping I misunderstood something. But they don't. My husband and my sister bought a house together. I zoom in on the listing photos, desperate for something that proves I'm wrong. But instead, I see a reflection. A man holding a phone, wearing a grey polo shirt I recognise instantly. And just like that, doubt turns into something heavier. Something I can't explain away anymore. I don't call him. I don't ask questions. I get in my car and start driving. Phoenix to Houston is almost 17 hours. But I don't think about that. I just go. The road stretches endlessly in front of me. Headlights cutting through the dark. Gas stations blur together. I stop when I have to, not because I want to. My mind keeps replaying the same questions over and over again. Why Houston? Why Jessica? Why hide it? I try to build a version of reality where this makes sense, but every version falls apart before it even forms. By the time I cross into Texas, I'm running on nothing but adrenaline and disbelief. And somewhere in the back of my mind, one thought refuses to leave. If I'm wrong, I lose nothing. But if I'm right, I lose everything. The address leads me to a quiet street in Houston. The house looks exactly like the photos. Beige walls, white trim, still and ordinary in a way that feels unreal. I park across the street and turn off the engine. My eyes go straight to the driveway. A grey Toyota Camry, Arizona plates. My chest tightens so suddenly I can barely breathe. That's his car. There's no doubt about it. The same scratch on the rear bumper. The same faded registration sticker. Lights are on inside the house. I can see shadows moving behind the curtains, but I can't make out who it is. I sit there, completely still, watching a life that shouldn't exist. And for the first time, I stop trying to explain anything, because explanations don't matter anymore. Only truth does. Hours pass before anything happens. I don't move. I don't even check my phone. Around midnight, the front door opens. He walks out like it's the most normal thing in the world. Mark! Same posture, same walk. Nothing about him looks different, except everything is. Then Jessica steps out behind him, barefoot, wearing an oversized hoodie, like she belongs there. They stand close, too close, and then she leans in and kisses him. Not quick, not hesitant. Familiar, comfortable, like this is their routine, like this is their home. I feel something inside me collapse, but it's quiet, almost calm. He says something I can't hear, gets into the Camry and drives away. Jessica watches him go, standing in the doorway like a wife, and suddenly I understand something I didn't want to believe. This isn't new. This is normal for them. I don't confront them. Not yet. I go to a cheap motel and sit in silence until I can think again. Then I open my phone and log into our shared iCloud account. Mark's old iPad backup is still there. I restore it, and suddenly I'm staring at 2 years of messages, WhatsApp conversations between Mark and Jessica. At first, it's harmless. Jokes, casual talk. Then it shifts. Late night messages, flirting, then something deeper. I scroll faster, my hands shaking now. Our house is almost ready. I stop breathing. Do you think the baby room should be blue or pink? I drop the phone for a second, then pick it up again, like I need to see it one more time. This isn't a mistake. It's a life they built together, without me. And every message makes that clearer. I scroll to the most recent messages, even though part of me doesn't want to know, but I need to. 2 days ago. Doctor confirmed. 3 months. My chest tightens again. But this time, it's different. He replies with something simple. We'll figure it out. Like this is normal. Like this is expected. Then I see the message that breaks whatever is left. Emma won't understand. She's too naive. I sit there staring at the screen, feeling something inside me go completely still. 2 years of this. 2 years of lies, planning, building something real with someone else. And suddenly, a question hits me harder than anything else. Was I ever part of the real story? Or was I just the version of life they needed to keep everything else hidden? In the morning, I call my mum. My voice feels distant, like it belongs to someone else. I ask her if Jessica told her anything about being pregnant. There's a pause. Then she says yes. 3 months. She doesn't know who the father is. I close my eyes and finally say it out loud. The father is Mark. And they've been living together in Houston for 6 months. They bought a house together. My mum starts crying, but I don't. I feel empty in a way I didn't know was possible. 5 years of marriage, 2 years of lies. One life I thought was real, and another that existed without me. So now I'm asking you, if you were in my place, what would you do? Would you confront them, walk away, or expose everything? Comment below and subscribe if you want to hear more stories like this. Because sometimes the truth isn't hidden. It's just waiting for you to see it.